beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today we're talking about the new summer collection from MAC. I purchased all of these items, so I do not have the entire collection. I'm gonna swatch everything and demo everything that I managed to pick up. I ordered these products from Ulta, and Ulta's the only place that I've seen these. I have no idea if these are just an exclusive to Ulta product or if they're just launching from Ulta first. It's a little bit strange to me that this summer collection is not on the MAC website at all, but I'm going to keep an eye on all the MAC retailers, and if any of the other retailers end up dropping these products, then I will link those in the description below for you. But right now, the only place that I can find it anywhere online is the Ulta website. Since this is a summer bronze collection, let's just go ahead and start in the obvious place, and that is the bronzer. There are two bronzer shades. These are priced at $32 US a piece. I ordered the lighter of the two, this one called Beijing Beauty. The deeper option really looks like a medium option. I'm not sure why they chose to only do two bronzers in a bronze collection and why the bronzers are so light. I feel like MAC's usually a lot better about doing more inclusive skin shades. I know they're not perfect about it, but I feel like they're one of the better brands for that, so I'm very confused by the bronzer selections. Here is the outer packaging. Super pretty. I love this packaging. Also, notice commitment to matching nails. This does have a locking clasp closure, so it has that little button to release. And then of course when you open up inside, there's the bronzer. There's no special print or anything on this. And then there is a mirror inside. This doesn't come with a brush, a puff, or anything like that. The outer packaging on this collection is super pretty. Dripping oil splotches meets a tortoiseshell type of vibe. I don't know what it is, but I like it. Any good bronzer collection has a bronzer brush. This is the 143 SES brush. I do have a non-limited edition version of this brush and I really like it. I do quite like the MAC brushes. They work really well for me. For me, this feels like a good investment. This is quite expensive. This was $38.50, which is pricey for a brush, but I was confident in spending that because I've tried this style of brush before and I've just always been very happy with my MAC brushes, especially their face brushes. This does have that special splatter effect packaging style on the brush handle, and then it has the bronze ferrule, and then this is a synthetic brush. It's quite dense, but it's also very soft and flexible, so it works really well for the face. Next, we have a very interesting product. This is the Strobe Face Glaze Illuminator. This is priced at $28 US. When I was shopping on Ulta's site, there were only two shades available, but I did see a post probably on Trendmood or from one of the MAC MUAs where it showed 4 different shades swatched. So that kind of makes me think that these are going to eventually show up at other retailers. So technically there are 4 shades. I picked up this light pinky pearly shade called Let's Make Waves. And when they say face glaze, they mean face glaze. This stuff is such a unique texture. It's not that it's thick. It does feel a little bit sticky, but not unpleasantly so. It's not sticky in the way that you think of like a sticky lip gloss, but it doesn't entirely dry down either. It still feels wet to the touch on my face, and I've been wearing this for a while now. I've never quite used a liquid illuminator like this before, but I have to say, I don't dislike it. I was a little nervous at first, but I think it looks really pretty. It was super easy to apply. You'll get to see this in a demo later in the video, but a very interesting formula for sure. My oily friends probably will not like this very much, but I have dry skin. I like to look dewy, glowy, sweaty, greasy, and this is doing it for me. Now for the lipsticks. I purchased 2 of the 5 shades available. These are so pretty in the packaging, but they're $20 a piece. I didn't want to go too crazy. I knew I wanted to do like a nudie beigey bronze shade and one of the brighter shades. These are both luster finishes, so they are a little bit more sheer, more of that wash of color type of lip look, which I think makes tons of sense in a summer collection and definitely works with the whole aesthetic, the whole vibe of all of these products. Here's a look at the outer packaging. That bronze nail game is so strong. I did want to quickly mention that these lipsticks do have the classic sweet vanilla MAC scent that you are well acquainted with if you've ever used a MAC lipstick. Last but not least, let's talk about these eyeshadows. They are so pretty. First of all, this right here is so gorgeous. I know not everybody gets as excited about this kind of printed powder, this styling. It's all just so yummy to me. I knew I was gonna grab a few of these as soon as I saw pictures of them. I ended up picking up 3 shades. There are 5 total. These are $26 a piece, but I think you can probably tell just from me holding this compact that these shadows are pretty large. Just to give you a comparison here, this is one of their standard size shadow compacts. It has 1.3 grams of shadow. This Bronze Collection eyeshadow has 3 grams of product, quite a bit larger. All of these eyeshadows are a foiled finish. They're not quite as rich and metallic and overwhelmingly foiled as I wanted them to be or as I expected them to be. They're pretty much like a standard metallic formula, which isn't bad. It's just not really what I expect when I hear foiled. When I hear foiled, I think super metallic, extra metallic, and these are just metallic. I am wearing 2 of the 3 shades I picked up on my eyes today, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you a whole application demo. So let's take a look at that demo now, and then I'll wrap up all my thoughts at the end. I'm starting off with the Beijing Beauty bronzer, and of course I'm using that 143 SES brush. This can give you a really structured type of bronze look. This is great for contour too, but I'm really sort of blending up and out because I want a more diffused bronze look. Because these bristles are so soft, you really can get a more blown out look on the face as well. I like this brush for its versatility, and it works really well all over the face. As you can see, I'm going to overdo it a little bit on the forehead bronzer here, and it's going to look a little bit crazy and sunburned. All I did was go back and dab with the sponge that I used to blend out my concealer. That evens it out. Now let's make waves with this face glaze. This is a little squeezy tube. I used a teeny tiny little bit, tapped it first on the back of my hand so that I didn't have a whole big glob on my finger, and then I just really quickly patted it on tops of my cheekbones. It looks so pretty. It looks like the sweaty summer glow that I want. I am blown away by it. It looks even better in person, believe it or not. Now we're gonna do the eyes. I'm first priming my eyes with my favorite eye base. It's the MAC Paint Pot in the shade Painterly. Then I'm gonna use my Beijing Beauty bronzer to not only warm up my crease and create a little depth and a little shadow, I'm also going to use that bronzer shade along my lower lash line as well. Using bronzer as eyeshadow is a great tip to get some more use out of your products. Now I'm going to add some of these foiled shadows to my lids. I'm starting with Monacoco first and just using my finger to really sweep that across the outer part of my lid. I did have to build this up a little more than I would have liked to. Next, I'm using Sand Tropez. This is a little bit warmer, a little bit more of a reddish peach base, but still very neutral, very bronzy. Again, just swiping that on with my finger. Now I'm going into this warm, deep matte brown shade from my Semi-Sweet X9 palette and just adding a little brush of that for a little bit more depth. And I'm going to use a teeny tiny dab of the Let's Make Waves face glaze on my inner corner. Then I curled my lashes, added my Wander Beauty Unlashed mascara, and that's it. My sparkly, beachy, glazed bronze look. This look is super simple, but it's also really easy to achieve. It's gonna look great on anyone and everyone, and I love a shimmery kind of sheer makeup moment, so I don't mind it at all. Before I get into my full thoughts on the pieces that I did pick up, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, there were a few things that I did not pick up at all. There's a Shimmer Fix Plus. I'll show you a picture over here. Shimmer Fix Plus, that was $30. There's a Strobe Body Lotion. That one is $35. And there were 4 lip gloss shades. Those are priced at $18.50 a piece. They just, you know, lip gloss is lip gloss. I wasn't really feeling it. Of the items that I purchased from this collection, nothing was a huge fail. There were definitely some things that were more interesting and more exciting than others. The bronzer worked just fine for me. It definitely wasn't a groundbreaking bronzer. I was kind of expecting more from it because this is a very bronze collection. And I think they really dropped the ball on the shade selection. Even just adding one more shade, one deeper shade to the line would have really rounded out this whole bronze-based collection. While that missing deeper shade doesn't really affect me as a single person, it definitely affects the way that I view and review this collection. It's hard for me to recommend stuff to you guys if I know there's not something for everyone, so I was a little bit disappointed with the bronzer shades in this collection. Performance-wise, the formula worked just fine for me. It just felt a little bit incomplete. I feel similarly lukewarm towards the lip products. I really wish they had done something a little bit different. It seems like every single MAC collection, here's a handful of lipsticks, here's a handful of sparkly lip glosses, there you go. It would have been really amazing to see a new formula or something like a tinted lip oil, which I'm already a huge fan of lip oil, but I think that type of product would make a lot of sense in this collection that is very sheer, glowy, sun-kissed, kind of easy breezy summer collection. So the 2 lipsticks I got, they're fine, they're pretty, they're okay. Again, just left me wanting a little something more. I already said pretty much everything I have to say about this brush. For me, it's worth it. I do think that brushes are a good place to invest. This is a good brush. It worked really well. For me, it was a good buy. It's probably not incredibly necessary to spend almost $40 on a brush. Now let's talk about the stuff I do love and I do find exciting. First is the face glaze. This is a really cool formula. It's definitely interesting to me. It feels different. It feels special. I love a super dewy, glowy, sweaty, greasy look. That is not for everyone, but for my dry skin, it works really well. Seems to be a decent shade selection on this as well, which also makes me happy. Why they would do a nice deep shade in this and not a nice deep bronzer, I will never understand, but I think this is probably the coolest of all of the items in this collection. I would also like to mix this in with a liquid face product, like a tinted moisturizer with this mixed in and then all over. I think that would look really pretty. I'm definitely going to be doing that in the future. So this is my top pick for sure. The eyeshadows are so gorgeous, just visually very pleasing. I'm a bit of a MAC limited edition collector, and the things that I like to collect are these special printed powders. The compacts, usually they're highlighters, blush, things like that, and I like to see this larger pan. I think the formula of these foiled shadows is good. It's not amazing. It's not like the best metallic shadow I've ever used, but I do think these are very beautiful, and from a collector standpoint, this is my favorite piece in the collection. I know not everybody who buys makeup is looking for the visual aesthetic of the makeup itself. That is something that I really enjoy, and if that's not for you and you only want to buy things that you're going to completely use up, then, you know, this probably isn't the thing for you. From a collector standpoint, this is my jam. Now's the time when I want to hear what you think about this collection. Are you interested in any of these pieces? Are you going to be picking anything up? Do you have your heart set on any of the things that I chose not to buy? I always love to hear what you guys think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Okay, let's just start over because I'm obviously very lost and we just started, so that's a good sign. is that sound? Is that a helicopter? Can you hear that? Let's just have an intermission to look at my highlighter. How many? There are 5? Okay, great. On the ball. You'd think that I would know this stuff, but guess what? I don't. Would I be adverse to getting the other 2? Probably not. Rich and metallic and like, what's the word I'm looking for with these creepy hands? We have been officially home. Home. Not seeing anybody, nobody coming over, we're not going anywhere. We get our groceries delivered for 63 days in a row. That's a long time. I'm a lot more sane than I thought I would be, which isn't really saying much, but I'll take any small victory I can get. So I'll show you a little picture. Why did I say it like that? It's so loud. It's so loud. I can't. There were some that were... my eye just like twitched. It wasn't... I feel Hello? Is anyone out there? Help. There's seems to be a are you why? Yikes. That was a struggle. We had lawnmowers, we had people running around upstairs, we had phone calls. It was it's a struggle. It was a bit of a struggle. I'm drinking a sparkling water, but I kind of wish it was a White Claw, I'm not gonna lie. Ugh. And now you know truly how basic I am. On that note, I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're staying sane. I hope you are washing your hands. I hope you are staying home. And I hope you know how lovable your face is. Bye.